Hundreds of Nigerian girls and young women are trapped in this dusty mining village on the border between Mali and Guinea. Officials say some as young as 13 were held against their will, forced into prostitution, torture, and lived in desperate conditions. They left home with promises of better life, but ended up as sex slaves. Months after some of them were rescued, activists say the girls aren't faring much better than when they were held against their will.
Unfortunately, the nightmare does not end when they come back to Nigeria, because many of the government services are lacking. And sadly enough, some of them are locked up in government-run shelters where they are not allowed to live at will, they are not allowed to communicate with their families, almost replicating some of the conditions that they experienced when they were with the traffickers.
Activists say victims of human trafficking often face severe restrictions and lack basic needs on their return. Social workers say many of the girls are finding it difficult to reintegrate because of stigma. But the bigger challenge is providing job skills for them in a country already struggling with high unemployment among its young population. At a media briefing, the Nigerian government denied accusations by Human Rights Watch that the girls have been abandoned or denied their basic rights.
The entire report is a mere figment of the imagination of the writers, as the narratives fall below the standards in the operations of our shelters, as well as the standards for our victims' support and assistance. It is important to note that the agency observes all the world's best practices in victim handling as enshrined by the Palermo Protocol.
Critics say the number of skills training programs run by both the government and non-governmental organizations are inadequate and can only take a fraction of those in need. They want to see more government action to address psychological, economic, and social needs of the victims of human trafficking, many of whom were forced into prostitution. But with the economy still struggling after a recent recession, relief could still be a long way off for these young women. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Abuja, Nigeria.